Hello, it's the Abstractionist. I'm here with a short video, and I probably will do a much longer video, but I have done a few videos of Saturn and Pisces, mainly because it's my placement. So I'm just going to do like a quick little video here. I did do another one, how Saturn has changed me, so that's already up. But this one is kind of like a reflection on Saturn and like growing up in adulthood. And I kind of feel like a lot of people, I've said this in another video, but I feel like a lot of people, like Saturnian like energy can leave you kind of like jaded, and then it's like Piscean energy leaves you kind of like wanting to escape. And I feel like I can see how people really long for yesteryear. They long for like their childhood. They long to like I don't know, like it's just a weird feeling. And for me, one of the big lessons I'm coming to understand is that like I like Saturnian energy because I like being an adult. I think a lot of people who have all this angst about like and like unresolved stuff from like high school, childhood, or like they overly romanticize being a child because they didn't have to pay bills and the world is so harsh, and as an adult you have to deal with like so much shit from other people. I think I get all that because we live in a world where like I think a lot of people are really just like over being adults because of what they've experienced and stuff like that. But as an adult, I'm gonna be real, my life has gotten considerably better with how I process my emotions. I mean, I still cry profusely. I'm gonna be real, I'm a very emotionally messy person, so I know I don't have my like emotions fully on lock. I will cry anywhere, anyhow. Yeah, I've cried at work several times. I've done big emotional like no-nos, right? And so I personally don't always keep my shit together, but I like being an adult. I like doing things that I want to do. I like being able to talk about topics that I can talk about, and not to be rude, but have them listened to, have them perhaps validated. Being able to have more of a peer-to-peer relationship with other adults, because you can't really have that as a kid. You tend to have your opinions invalidated a lot, and so I like being an adult. I like doing what I want, going where I want, not necessarily always saying what I want, but speaking my mind freely, and having the ability, should all of those things like go south with people, the ability to like walk away, and the ability to be kind of sovereign in a lot of my energy, a lot more of my energy. Like, of course we depend on people because like I don't do everything myself. Like I don't make my own clothes, and I don't build houses, and I don't build cars and shit like that. But like there's a great deal of freedom with adulthood, and I kind of just find it really odd that we always talk about stuff like from the past, like music from the past, clothing from the past. Like, even though these things come in cycles, right? Like different trends, different genres and stuff like that, we find love again for different genres or different melodies or different fashions or something like that. But it's just something weird to kind of be in the time where people don't want to be adults, it feels like. And it's not, we don't want to be adults as in like they never grew up, but they don't want to be adults because they don't like the responsibilities of being adults. But like the freedoms that you had at 17 are not the same freedoms that you have as at like 27, 37, 50. You know what I'm saying? Like the freedoms to do certain things and to elevate beyond. And I kind of find that it's interesting in Saturn and Pisces is like, I think the lessons and the benefits of being an adult for me have shown up a lot more because my life has gotten consistently better as I've become more of an adult, right? Like, you know, like I've been an adult for basically over a decade now. And, you know, if I live to be like 100, like I've lived most of my life as an adult. And so I kind of feel like if you live most of your life as an adult, most of your life is full of the freedoms that you wanted when you were a child, and to not take advantage of those seems kind of like stupid, to be honest. So like I'm taking advantage now of a lot of the freedoms that I have to do certain things. Now, does that mean that I'm free from like any childhood trauma or free from childhood issues? No. But as an adult, I have the ability to take control of situations and to deal with the real experiences that I had back then, and to deal with them in a way that they don't leak through now, right? And that's that responsibility of being an adult. And I don't think a lot of people want the responsibility of being an adult because they have to deal with the real experiences of their childhood and how it's bleeding over into adulthood. And I don't think we're really comfortable across the board globally with the responsibility of healing ourselves or taking our own healing journey seriously enough to where we ask for help or we do stuff. What ends up happening is I think we tend to revert back into old patterns, old ways, old cycles, and then always yearning for something back there that will never be realized because that moment has passed. But then also, if you want to do something from the past, you can like do it now, you know? Like, you know, if you wanted to do X, Y, and Z, you can do it now. And I just feel like there's a lot of jaded people out there, and I just don't get what that's about. So Saturn for me is a great thing, like, because there's very few taboos as an adult. Like, I mean, I'm thinking of like very broad categories, but there's very few taboos. Like, there's very few taboos in terms of like food, housing, stuff like that. The most taboos we have tend to come from like perhaps what we do for work, but there's very few jobs that like have a lot of taboos. I was gonna say tattoos, a lot of taboos associated with them. Well, in the society I live in, and there's a lot less. And like who you date, those are the main taboos. Like what kind of work you do, and that's like, you know, and then who you date. Like eighth house kind of things, if you get what I'm saying. So yeah, like I don't know. It's kind of weird to be in this space. I like being an adult. I've gotten to know myself a lot better, a lot more, and I don't know. I'm just happy to like make progress in life. And you know, I do have nostalgic moments. I'm a Cancer sun, for God's sake, but like I am Mercury, so you know. Nostalgia is on my brain. And I find that in America also, we're very nostalgic. We're not be rude, but we're like forward thinking. But when I listen, okay, so this is like, when I listen to music from other parts of the world, I kind of feel like they have a sense of forward moving, innovative thing. And the American audience always wants to go back. And I get it because it's a lot of trauma rooted. It's a lot of rooted trauma. Of course, it's everywhere. But if you're a Cancer Sun nation, I think we're like an Aquarius moon or some shit. I gotta do Pluto and Aquarius video. We're very nostalgic. And I think we tend to like stay in our own little bubbles and wishing and thinking for olden days. If you know me, you know I do not like listening to people talk about the 90s and the music in the 90s or fashion in the 90s or blah blah blah. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Like, stop. So And that Aquarius edge you would think would be very helpful. So yeah, that is basically it. Yeah, interesting perspectives. I just find it very weird that like adults, and it's on social media a lot, like, oh, I was a kid and I was carefree and stuff like that, and it's just like, yeah, but like you couldn't go. Like I just don't think they understand the restrictions that they had. Like I don't know what that is. I don't know what that's about. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.